Hello, I'm Johannes from Avatar. I'm watching you, and you're watching GRIMM TV.
Well, like we were just saying, it's the third time in about 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. So where were we?
Yeah. Well, nice to see you again, of course.
Nice to see you too.
How have you been since 3 months ago?
Good. So we met just before the release,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I was kind of fried right then and there. So it felt like going on first tour almost felt like I was going on vacation. But that all went well, and it's been, we've just been rolling since then. We did the US tour, we did this cruise, we did music videos, what else did we do? Oh, we celebrated Christmas in there somewhere, and now we're here. So it's been exactly how it should be, I guess. But it's been intense. And also, other people in my life have done very, very cool things that require a lot of focus at this period as well. So a lot, it's been all kinds of intense, I should say, but it's been good.
Like you just said, you basically came almost just back from a cruise, shipwrecked, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience this time around?
It's good. I mean, now we have figured, you've learned how to do it through the years. So we bring wives, girlfriends, siblings, people like that. Everybody brings someone with them. And, we booked some excursions, so kayaking in the mangroves of the Bahamas and groovy things like that on top of it. And the shows they are what they are in that setting, which I enjoy. Just that it is more bare bones, that it is, tonight we get to do things exactly the way we like to do them, which is the best, but to sometimes be forced to not do it like that. So that becomes more a punk rock show, but on a Caribbean cruise. It's liberating in a way. So it's good. It's nice. And then of course the jump in 40 degrees of temperature from one place to another is a bit rough on the way home.
I can imagine so. Anyway, like last we talked, talking about the album mostly. I seem to recall that you mentioned that once the album is out and you start touring with it, that kind of truly starts to reveal itself. At this point in the album cycle, have there been any songs that kind of surprise you in how they've transformed once they met the audience?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know if it surprised... No, I guess it surprised me how much Tonight We Must Be Warriors ended up meaning to me. Which, when I look back at the writing of it, it makes sense, because I put a lot of, trying to say something with it, properly say something. And then on the journey of, recording it, learning it, all of that, and then making a music video for it, we kind of, oh good, I'm on noise cancellation. I kind of started, the music video is funny and the song is a good time. But maybe what happened live with it is that the seriousness of it, the sincerity, and became very powerful. So it's one of my favorite, as far as, because that's one of the big challenges or goals, I should say maybe, when we play is to really connect with the songs, aside from performing them well, making good music. But if you get to truly live inside the song and be part of what the song is about, those moments are a bit random when they truly happen. And then the older a song gets, for natural reason, because hopefully I grow past whoever I was when a song was written. But this one had those strong moments that it felt meaningful to perform it live to a higher degree than I expected.
And I don't know, has there been any songs that you kind of, as a band, end up realizing that you kind of had to change a couple of things or switch it up a little bit to actually be able to bring the song properly?
No, No, I wouldn't say so. And I think that's part of how we write and record. I mean, the end result of an album, especially the Don't Go to Forest, bunch of layers of, other instruments and whatnot on it. But the core of every song needs to work in a rehearse room, and the album is recorded in this, I would say, live hybrid, which means that we do drum and bass takes together always. So it's not just drums first and then put bass on top of it. They are always recording together. But also, the guitars are also there being recorded, but then usually redubbed just to be able to hone in more on individual sound choices and geek out a bit more in the process. So they become overdubbed and change the guitars. But still, all four of them, and I'm there for a take or two, and then I get bored and I let them do their thing. All four of them play together every time you record the drums and the bass, which means that you're always playing a song. You're never just recording parts. And that is the foundation of every song. So translating that to live is not really a big thing. Some songs have been vocally, though, challenging, because you write and you sit by a computer and record part by part. And it's only when it's time really to go on the road where I start caring about, okay, what it's like standing up in front of people and singing this and doing all of that. And turns out that some songs are way harder than we thought they would be. Like the worst one now is Dance Devil Dance, because the phrasing requires this ba 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 ba, and that's no way for a man to sing, but I do. So that's rough. But I don't really necessarily change things as much as you just, I put the bar here, I guess I have to struggle my way up there then. It's more of that, forcing yourself to be able to do the thing.
Now with Avatar basically living on the road again, how do you feel your relationship with touring has kind of changed compared to, let's say, like 10, 15 years ago?
Well, it has changed a lot. 15 years ago was much wilder than now. I mean, people still party. But I think the big thing in the last few years has been this idea of wanting to have a life, because in the beginning, the partying and stay up late and playing the show and the excitement of that itself was plain old life, and still is a great part of life. But then it's everything around, with more committed relationship overall in the band compared to a decade and a half ago, means that you don't necessarily want the home life you kind of just press pause on home when on the road. So things blend into each other more. And also just the thing of when waking up on a day off, not being hungover all day or just whatever, that is also like, where are we? Okay, Google. That's cool. Let's go and see that. Or even on show days. I think we had been to Philadelphia 6 times in the same neighborhood. And after a while, let's look at the map. And then, that Liberty Bell with the cracked bell that they have in the house where the signed Declaration of Independence, it's there, right over there, so let's go and check it out. So just enriching yourself in ways around that is not just the music and the performing and the nightlife, that still plays a part, and especially, music, a huge part. But then it's everything else, and the friends you made through the years, maintaining those relationships. So in those ways, I think it's a richer, it's a boring word in this context, I guess, but a more mature approach to it all.
So being able to kind of go on an adventure, I guess you could say that is like a good tour day for you.
Exactly, yeah. And also, and sometimes you're specifically close to cool nature, and hike some mountains and to seize those opportunities.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering, after doing, hundreds of shows by now.
Try thousands, yes.
Thousands. Do you still get moments where like something goes like slightly wrong on stage, and then you think, "Huh, that actually made like the show better"?
Yeah, I think there's the elements of chaos. If it doesn't show up by itself, there's something about, because we make a plan of things we want to do on stage, and then the show develops on stage, and you start to, what was a spontaneous good idea on the third show has become like part of the script 10 shows in and everything. And at some point there, when you have that, start to have what feels like a perfect show based on that you did everything you intended on doing, the show after that, you have to fuck with each other a bit. You have to, then the gremlin comes out and tries to sabotage it a bit in one way or another. So either it's from the outside that it happens, or you start adding that element yourself. But I mean, you don't maybe have to try so much anyway. Things happen. It's a living, breathing, crazy thing.
And it's a rock and roll show. Like anytime that I talk about, like, I don't know, making mistakes on stage or whatever, it always brings me back to seeing Danko Jones for the very first time live, where he, by now it's like standard in his show that like, oh, I fucked up. Well, I guess it's rock and roll, guys.
Yeah. Exactly. Because when you're in the audience, you almost like it when it happens, right? When it's something that you feel probably you've been brought a bit closer to the artist, or realize, oh shit, this is real. You can become. It's a balance act for us being so theatrical, because a lot of things has to be as planned. But I always make sure to have little pockets that belong to me. And just what I say or what I do in certain parts of the songs, and that where I know I can do something if I want to keep that element alive in the show.
Well, we've talked about that releasing an album, bring it out is kind of letting it go a little bit.
Yeah.
Once the tour cycle that you do with a new album kind of starts settling in, do you ever kind of already start feeling like you're emotionally like moving on to like next version?
I started writing new songs in July last year. So absolutely. But it's a parallel existence. I'm sure I probably had figured out how to formulate that last time we talked, that you have your songwriter hat and you have your performing artist hat, and you almost hand it over to yourself. But then the songwriter, everything okay? Okay, we good?
Yeah.
So where was I? That you just have your songwriter hat and you have your performing artist hat, and you hand the material over to yourself. Like, have fun, because that's a different creative process and how you live with it. Which means that you have these idle hands over here. That's the devil's plaything, and you start to get maybe a bit bored and thinking about the next thing. So yeah, there's that kind of flow to it, I would say.
Yeah. And well, finally, after kind of all these, say, forest circuses, decades on the road, what still kind of makes you like genuinely nervous about going on stage?
Not much. I was nervous in the beginning about the whole playing piano together with the band. I think I also mentioned that last time. That was a big change, and which I did. Mexico City was the first show I did that on, and I practiced a lot. We rehearsed it, we soundchecked that song all the way through for my sake, and everything. I know this song, I know my material, and then it's time for that song. I go out on stage, and because of the other sounds that isn't the piano and me and the band, we got the click track running as bands do nowadays. And so once you start, you have to keep going, and the cue is kind of hit a note, boom, and the counter starts, and I start playing and look up, and my microphone isn't there. So down, mic down, microphone down, down, down. "You idiots, give me back phone!" As I would run and put it in front of me. Last second for "What a Day," so I can start singing it. And because, okay, that's release of the album, that's tour premiere, that's the biggest show we ever headlined, 8,000 people, and it's playing piano in front of all those. And I had managed, it's like, okay, I'm okay. And suddenly, I'm not okay. So my hands were like this. But okay, so the verse was easy, but then it was time to go into the chorus, this little arpeggio-like thing. And I just hit random, it's whack-a-mole. Like, oh my God, and is it an A minor? No, F, oh no. And then back to the verses, and from there, then it was okay. But I butchered the first chorus. So the worst thing that could have happened on the first show, and then I was kind of okay from then on out. But that I think was a big one. And then there are little things like, because I think, again, touched on singing in a lower range and like just getting the chance to use other sides of my voice than what had been looking, not just screaming high notes and whatnot. And I know Jump with the Forest, the super easy, out of the shadow, that to not come in too hard on that one, out of the shadow, and to unlearn, because so used to that something starts like that, especially with the riff, and so you're into it. Here we fucking go, to land gently where you need it to be. Those silly little things exist in songs. So I think especially when singing, but I'm sure other instruments have similar things. That there's a little just to get that first thing right. I don't know if I was so nervous for that one though, but the piano I was really nervous about. Now it's fun.
Right, I guess we need to about wrap it up. Is there anything you'd like to say still to whoever ends up watching this?
I'm just, again, blown away that people are even interested in what we're doing. Is the older you get, the more you try to wrap your head around that. Gets weirder every day in a way, and we're just lucky that someone cares and grateful.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
A lovely chat.
As always.